care what happens. I just want to see some great Halo. It's going to be here on Streets on Oddball. We're going to see what happens.
I'm on board with you, Tony, right away. I like the efficiency of OpTic here. They get the shoddy and hits as well as the ball rotated towards A. This is huge right at the start of the game. OpTic's starting strats are very solid. 3 down for FaZe right away, and this provides OpTic some incredible map control. When you have Frosty on the board there, he's gonna get those trades. Those trades are huge because now if you look, Frosty and APG are on the death screen and Lucid as well. So FaZe had numbers potentially, but it's a back and forth with trades here.
Great kill on a snake bite on the first one, but he's gonna be cleaned up real quick. And I love Formal with this Stalker rifle.
Yeah.
Centered shot, almost never missing, even has the Bulldog in the back pocket in case things get a little bit close quarters. This combination is so strong, but so were the spike grenades seemingly coming out of nowhere as Frosty's able to deal with him quick. OpTic finds some of the slays they're looking for, but they can't quite get their hands on the ball. The timing not quite right to get into a full setup here for OpTic Gaming.
That angle is so difficult to see. Roll 2 is trying to shoot the guy on B rail, but there's a tree in the way. It's very difficult to see that player. Wasn't able to clean up the kill on a Lucid, but OpTic have a little bit of a lead here. No one's really able to establish control. Finally, OpTic get 2 dead. Will it be enough with that 3 down to get control of the map and get some ball time?
Pure Gunner coming in with the beautiful shots with the battle rifle. That's gonna net some good time for OpTic Gaming, and he tosses that ball over towards Lucid. So a bit of a transitional setup over toward the Bravo side, being held and Trippy hiding in that arcade corner. Renegade not quite expecting it. Trippy may not have gotten the kill, but he did delay the push for FaZe right there. Now we're gonna find out if OpTic can take advantage, or will they do more damage to each other than they will the other enemy team.
21 seconds on the board, but honestly, that's not a lot of time, right? I wouldn't trade 21 seconds for a pair of rockets, because these rockets are gonna really prevent, well, they're supposed to really prevent the push. APG is gonna get 2 kills there with those, which means OpTic gets some more time, and Roll 2 has the Bulldog. So we'll see if maybe this Bulldog will come into play, but those rockets are null and void.
Yeah, you said you wouldn't trade 21 seconds of ball time for rockets, but would you trade 35 seconds? Would you trade 36? What about 37? Because as of right now, FaZe weren't able to use the rockets to stop OpTic Gaming, and now that ball being rotated all the way across the B side, almost over towards the Alpha side of the map, and FaZe end up going 3 down. Trippy can't quite deal with the final player, Renegade. Such a tough kill, but great time being earned by OpTic Gaming. Now, next time they get the rockets and they do the same thing, that might be round here for OpTic.
Yeah, well said. I mean, 37 seconds is a lot of time on the board. 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining. You can see a little bit of slow play. They got to get some information first. They get the information, they're able to make the break happen. And here it goes. That info comes out. The first kill goes down, but 2 go down for OpTic. FaZe defense very strong in this situation. Roll 2 has to stay alive, but unfortunately, he's not able to.
Love the use of the Sentinel beam by Lucid right there. One of the players that embraces the sandbox, but it wasn't enough to take down 2, and that's really what OpTic needed as FaZe continue to hold on to the Alpha side of the map. Formal, though, making plays. That Stalker and Shotgun combination once again finds the hand of Formal, and once again stops FaZe from getting valuable ball time right there. This is a dangerous combination to have. Maybe some might say even more dangerous than the rockets. That Stalker from long range can absolutely delete you. The Bulldog goes bark, 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 and now Formal comes out with the real rockets. And this man is, forget about mastering the sandbox, he is the sandbox.
100%. All the weapons in his hand, able to utilize them as well. But all the while, Tony, FaZe have gotten 30 seconds on the board. With all those slays going through, it's not necessarily what you would think would happen, but Formal, last rocket in hand, is going to whiff that one with Lucid down and now Formal down. That's going to be at least 15 seconds on the board for this FaZe roster, but they can't really get this ball. Trippy is guarding it pretty well. I'll have to get a kill onto him first. The spike grenade's so very strong, and he stays alive.
And of course, the Caster's Curse coming in from Tim. Thanks a lot for that one, because Trippy ends up going down. We'll send them a bill, Trippy. That was definitely his fault. What is that worth as far as the prize pool? That's about $50 you owe him at that point.
Crap.
2 down for FaZe, but somehow still getting some good ball time here. World 2 going to retreat over towards the red side of the map. Snakebite gets himself a huge kill with the Bulldog. Not many times you see reptiles bark, but we're going to see that coming out of Snakebite here. And multiple members of OpTic seemingly falling now here. They're not able to get in position. Ever since Trippy went down in that situation, FaZe kind of have controlled this side of the map, and they're not letting go. Rockets are coming up. FaZe are controlling it. Can OpTic get in position here?
I like how OpTic's being a little more scrappy here in this situation, right? They're starting to get a little bit more ball time, even when they don't have numbers, and that's exactly what you need to see, especially on a map like this. They're approaching the 50-second portion, or they're approaching 52 seconds, I'm sorry, and that's going to be big for them. If they can continue to scrap up like this, they potentially win the game off of that.
Oh, Snakebite puts the Bulldog to use against Formal himself, the one who's really been manning the Bulldog almost all game. Big kill by Snakebite, but is it enough to break the defenses of OpTic Gaming? Foster gonna try to fly it over toward the seaside. Down to one shot he goes, swaps out the Sentinel beam for a Stalker rifle. That's a great trade if you ask me. Watch out for those grenades, because OpTic using that as bait. Trippy dealing with Snakebite real quick, and now Foster gonna continue to rain down shots with this Stalker rifle. It is so powerful here on streets.
That ball is in a very weird position on the bottom C stairs. It was actually about to reset, so that's why you saw Frosty go up there. But unfortunately, they're gonna pay for that. 3 go down. Trippy with a triple, the Trippy triple. And now OpTic potentially with some control as they make their way bottom center. And that's it. They're gonna win round number 1. OpTic 60-40 in round number 1. An incredible job at the very end to get all that scrappy time. That's the most important thing that I've seen them change in their game. You know, very disciplined, but when you have such an aggressive squad like FaZe, you've got to kind of play that scrappy role and just get all the time you can.
His name is Trippy. He drops straight trips. He's straight tripping right now. The man's going off, 18 kills. And now this time it's my turn to curse him because he does end up going down despite having the Rockets 3 hit the black screen for OpTic Gaming. FaZe, they might be able to get a hold of every single one of these power weapons, plus the ball, plus the setup. This is not good for OpTic.
Yeah, we saw this in round number 1, though. FaZe got full control of all the weapons at the very beginning. The question is, can they utilize them? This is a little bit of an overextension, but when you're Renegade, nothing is an overextension. He stays alive, and now he's going to be able to put some pressure on a tram.
Renegade sitting on the tram side with that Stalker rifle, and the rest of FaZe trying to get that B-side setup, but OpTic are able to sneak in and break it before they ever get that hold. It's almost like an MMA fight. You know, he wants to get that submission on you, but if you can just block it before he gets it locked in, that's what you're looking for, and that's exactly what OpTic were able to do. Break the setup before it gets locked in. Now they get into their own setup here. This should be some great time for them, and maybe they take the lead.
What stinks is that Renegade had the Rockets in hand, but he opted to drop it for the better combo. We heard Old Man Mikowski talk about it earlier, the Stalker and the Bulldog. The only problem is he didn't rotate those Rockets to his teammate, and Lucid ended up getting them and getting a kill onto him and breaking the setup, and now we're tied up 25-25 in terms of time. And it was all based off that rocket drop with one in the chamber. He could have potentially utilized that before getting that Bulldog.
Well, we're trying to put in work with the Stalker rifle. Eventually gets to lead it himself, but somehow OpTic still have that ball and still have the rotation. Actually, almost able to get it towards the purple side of the map, but it's in a reset and baitable position for OpTic to try to keep it as far away from FaZe as possible. If FaZe get these slays, they can maybe get to the setup of their own. And as I say that, OpTic do go 3 down. So Rule 2 is already on that ball, already trying to get it toward the subway side, but Lucid countering that immediately.
Some beautiful shots there, but FaZe do get the spawns on that side. And because the pressure is not fast enough, Frosty's potentially going to spawn there as well. And a huge kill by Renegade gives this FaZe roster even more numbers in this scenario, and potentially they can tie up this game 43. I'm sorry, they're in the lead 44-38. So they've gotten a lot of time on this rotation, but with the push from B, they decide to rotate back.
Cobra team halfway to victory.
Renegade and FaZe holding on to the tram side. OpTic not having the numbers to even contest this. Trippy, the only player alive for OpTic Gaming, so he's just gonna sit in the corner, wait for his spawners to come up, but it's really tough to watch that time just add up for FaZe as you're waiting for the spawners to come in. But the first kill down for both teams. Second one should fall here, and it looks like it's gonna be Lucid for OpTic Gaming. So FaZe, all they got to do is clear out this tram side, and they should be able to work on the spawning players and hopefully get back into that C-side setup. Easier said than done when you're dealing with OpTic Gaming, but Frosty making it look easy. Gets himself a double, almost a triple onto Lucid. Ball time being accumulated by Snakebite. While all this happens, the man has 115 seconds worth of OBJ right now. He's the only one touching this ball.
That's incredible. And 14 and 15, I mean, with that much time, you know, barely going negative is huge. But I got to talk about that push from OpTic. They had a great push on the tram, right? But FaZe did such a good job of just kind of rotating around and playing their life. They get all this time because of it. Now 8 seconds away from winning round number 2. And if they do that, we go to a round number 3, and potentially they can end this series there. But OpTic look like they want this. They're playing like they want this as well. Incredible plays by Frosty though with the, oh my goodness, the triple, the overkill! Frosty out of nowhere. The beautiful over with the stalker.
Frosty might have busted this game wide open because they only needed about 7 seconds in order to win the game. He puts all of OpTic onto the black screen, allows Snakebite to finish off the final seconds here. What a play by Frosty with the overkill, shutting down OpTic Gaming. One more round and FaZe are taking this tournament. OpTic, you better wake up.
Yeah, and you got to feel good about that one, right, Tony? Going to this next round, this last round, Frosty is going to have massive amounts of momentum. And he starts off with a kill right there. He's moving very aggressively here. The rocket's in the hands of FaZe. We've seen it in both rounds here. We're also seeing it in round number 3. FaZe's opening strat very solidified as they get all the power weapons once again.
Frosty now trying to rotate this ball back over towards Snakebite, who only has the rockets, but the first 2 kills go in favor of OpTic. Not exactly what you're looking for there, so now FaZe have to reset as OpTic are now trying to move that ball over toward the A side of the map, which is exactly where OpTic are spawning. Snakebite gets in position with the rockets. That's going to be a huge kill as he takes down Lucid. Another player of FaZe now pushing over toward the B side, so you have a two-pronged attack coming in for FaZe as they try to snatch up this ball away from OG.
Two dead for FaZe Clan right now. The numbers are evened off though because of, I believe that was Renegade, but they know exactly where they're spawning on that PD side, so they can essentially just kind of poke and prod. You see not a lot of damage being taken here from Snakebite, but he's outputting so much, and this is going to allow the push to happen. Renegade already on that heaven side. You see right there, 3 go down. That's what a player on the back line does. Puts the damage in, is able to get damage and not take any, and allow for his team to open up the map. Beautiful job.
But that should have been good ball time for FaZe, and instead, Formal stays alive over toward the PD side, becomes an absolute nuisance, and the ball ends up being reset, and it looks like we might have had a little bit of a technical difficulties here.
Yep.
Little unfortunate, definitely unfortunate, but man.
Len, it's beautiful. Here we go, guys. First to one round. This is the last round of the game. This wins it all. The person to win this, if it's FaZe, they win the entire thing. They move on to tomorrow with the higher seed. There is tournaments on Monday and Tuesday, guys, just so you know. So make sure we catch you here tomorrow as well. And right off the initial break, we've got already FaZe with the power weapons in hand once again.
Yeah, we know right now. We know that Tim loves Game 5, so he wants the OpTic win, obviously, so we can see a Game 5. He loves LAN because he doesn't want connection involved, and for some reason he hates Canada. I don't know, guys. I don't know what's up with this, but Grand Finals, Frosty coming in with a double kill. We also even see the Stalker Rifle do so much damage, which really allowed that double kill to happen. And now Renegade with the Assault Rifle in hand, chasing one away, able to deal with Lucid. OpTic thought they might have gotten an easy setup over towards the Tram side, but everybody in this game is able to make a play on either side.
Great milk of the life there by Snakebite on your screen. It makes OpTic 3 down, gives them control once again at Tram. You can see how patient, slowly going in there just to get some information, make sure no one is on that flank. There was only 3 down, so there's a member that they didn't know where he was. They were making sure that player was on the flank. I believe that was Lucid. But again, in the hands of Snakebite, another power weapon. It's the Stalker.
This Stalker Rifle, so much ammo in it. You can really just put separation between you and your opponent, because you have, against anybody in this lobby, like, you know, the Snakebites, the Roll 2s, it demands respect. But if you kill the players around the Stalker Rifle player, at that point you put them in a 1v3, and that's exactly what OpTic Gaming do. They can't even respond to play the ball towards the mid-map, so this is kind of free time happening for OpTic Gaming, and rocket launchers coming up as well.
Great play by Frosty there. He almost won the fight due to the gravity. When you drop off a ledge, you're a lot faster, so he drops off the ledge. Almost wins that one. And now we're seeing a little bit of a change, right? 2 down for OpTic. But Formal has the rockets in hand. He's not able to get a kill with them. That is huge.
You lack a little bit of practice, you know. They know rockets and Apex or Overwatch, you know. He forgot how to use the spanker. I don't know. FaZe putting OpTic Gaming 4 down. Snakebite coming in with the Stalker Rifle and Bulldog, but look at OpTic Gaming getting the favorable spawns over toward the red side. A nice coordinated push can pressure FaZe right out of this base, and they can get some easy kills here. OpTic Gaming, they want to get these kills as fast as possible and not allow FaZe to respond, and that's exactly what you see. Even the Bulldog, not enough. The ball does end up getting played, so a bit unfortunate for OpTic, but great break over toward the Tram side of the map.
We've got to talk about this though, right there. We're at a disadvantageous position. Roll 2 goes in, gets the double kill, and now he's got control of the Tram once again, and with Bulldog in hand, he's going to play tons of defense here. Beautiful job, 55 seconds on the board. OpTic have to heat up here. We've got to see some players pop up. We've got to see that switch be flipped, because at this point, it's very, very difficult. It's going to be very difficult for them to come back with all the momentum that FaZe has.
A crazy lead coming out of nowhere for FaZe, and you know, I want to give OpTic credit because I thought they broke that Tram setup so well. I thought they've played even without the resources well, but it's not reflecting on the scoreboard. FaZe are absolutely dominating here. Now we're going in a 69-24 lead in favor of FaZe. This is a nice lead. Formal does answer back with a double kill. Now gonna go right back in. He gonna make me pay for that comment. He coming in. Love the slays. He must have heard me. He even gets himself the assist onto Snakebite, despite the fact that FaZe have rotated this ball over. OpTic have forced a play ball situation. Can they stay alive?
This is the thing though, OpTic just played that really well. They do go 3 down, which kind of diminishes my point, but they played it really well with their bait and switching. You can't really take on a 1v1 versus Frosty or Renegade. It's 2 of the best players in the game. Like, there's a reason why this roster is so very good. The individual skill is disgusting. You've got to bait and switch. You've got to take angles differently here, or you're going to end up 3 down like they are right now.
Assault Rifle out for Trippy.
Jeez.
3 down for both of the teams, so a little bit of a 1v1 situation, and that ball sitting in no man's land over toward the Bravo side. Both FaZe and OpTic are trying to surround it here. Don't want to allow either one of these teams any scrappy ball time, so these slays are going to be so important. It looks like OpTic the first one to go 2 down. APG answers back with a critical kill, making a critical double kill. Despite the fact that OpTic go 3 down, APG is still alive and still able to use this ball as bait, so FaZe can't overcommit to it. A great play by APG.
Yeah, great job by Roll 2 as well to stay back in the base. But again, those are the plays you need out of APG and all of OpTic. You need players to come out and win those low percentage fights. Unfortunately, 4 go down. 2 are on spawn for OpTic, and that means that FaZe has the ball in hand, and they're approaching. 12 seconds remaining is all they need. Make that 10 to win this whole entire thing. 7 seconds. Tony, they're about to win it.
OpTic have taken control of the ball. But just a few seconds left for FaZe to come out with the win, so just one break is what's needed here. APG on screen doing excellent damage, but his teammate does end up going down to Lucid. Trippy's gonna try to clean up Frosty as they try to push over toward the Alpha side, but where did Renegade come from? Bulldog and Stalker Rifle, this might be it. I don't know if OpTic Gaming can deal with it. The double kill, almost able to get the triple. Royal 2 sitting on the B railing side, and thankfully Lucid got the rockets, but nothing, absolutely nothing done as Royal 2 quickly deals with them, and that ball gets reset. FaZe working towards it. This might be the end for OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, it is. That is it. It looks like FaZe are gonna win your HCS Charlotte Open qualifiers, and